When it comes to dental care, there are two choices: manual toothbrush or electric. I've been using electric now for over a decade. I like it. It seems to work well for me. Recently, my wife's dentist recommended that she too should switch over to electric. So we had a final replacement. It was a great time since Sonicare is discontinuing this particular model. And so we ended up at the big Costco where they had this Philips Sonicare kit. It includes 2 handles, 3 brush heads, 2 chargers, and 2 travel cases. In this video, we're going to take a look and see if this is something worth considering. Inside the box is a tray containing all the components. We get a manual, a charger with a non-polarized plug, a second charger. These are the cases that you use for traveling. You just put in your brush on one side and the head on the other and toss it into your suitcase. You get 2 of those. And then we get the individual handles, and it's got a built-in rechargeable battery. You can put it in a clean mode, you can put it in a white mode. There's 2-button operation, and what appears to be a spear, which is where your head's going to attach to. And there are 2 of those. So I would suspect the first thing we're going to need to do is plug these in to their chargers so that they're fully charged. And notice one is colored gray and the other blue, so that helps when you're sharing this with someone else. So everybody knows which one is their appropriate handle. Here are the 3 heads that are included with the kit. Each brush head has its own little guard so that you can put that on, and if you lay it on your sink, there's no contamination onto your brush. Unlike the old charging base, in which you just dropped your handle into and it was pretty stable, the new one is a little less stable, and you actually have to insert it into a pin before it'll start charging. And you can see the light pulsing, indicating that it is now in a charging mode. With my old toothbrush, the head had to be screwed on. With the new one, it just drops in and pushes down. There's a symbol here that indicates that this is a smart toothbrush head, unlike this one, which had no connection to the base, and the only way to tell when to replace the brush was when the color indicators started to fade. With this one, this brush head actually communicates with the base, so it knows time-wise when to tell you to replace the head, and you'll get an indicator down below. Another advantage of the smart head is that this actually senses pressure. So if you're applying too much pressure to your teeth and gums, this will stop, whereas with this unit, it would not, and you could damage your teeth and gums. Both units run for 2 minutes, which encourages you to brush each quadrant of your mouth in 30-second intervals. So the timer encourages a more thorough cleaning. The old toothbrush had a single 1-button operation for on and off. The new one gives you on and off button, 2 minutes duration, just like this one. If you drop down to the button below, you get 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and that is for whitening of teeth with the recommended Diamond Clean brush head, which is optional. While brushing, if you push the power button again, it'll cycle from low intensity to high intensity. Note, you can only change the intensity while the toothbrush is running, not while it's in the off mode. Sharp-eyed viewers may notice that there's no gap here, whereas there's a little tiny gap on this unit. And that is normal because remember, this will sense pressure against your tooth and gums, so it allows for a little bit of flexibility there. For those of you who have never used an electric toothbrush, the procedure is quite simple. Once the unit is fully charged and the brush head has been attached, you dampen the head with some water, apply a small amount of toothpaste, and then place the toothbrush bristles against the teeth at a slight angle, about 45 degrees, so that it's touching the bottom of the teeth and the gum line. Press the power on button, gently keep the bristles against the teeth and gum line, and then just slowly move along the quadrant until you get to the front. Then go underneath, do the back side, go back to the end of that quadrant, do the underside, and then that should complete your 30-second quadrant cycle, and then you're ready to work the lower set of teeth in that quadrant. I generally do the outside, the inside, and then the top. Then you'll hear a beep that tells you to switch over to the next quadrant. Doesn't matter if you do all uppers first, all lowers first. It's whatever you like as long as you get through all 4 quadrants of your mouth within the 2 minutes. Once you've completed all 4 quadrants, should you decide that you want to also brush your tongue or the inside of your mouth, or pay a little bit more attention to a problem area in your mouth, just switch back on and continue doing so. Once you're done brushing, you can rinse the brush head under water. You can remove the brush head and clean the top of the handle underwater. Just make sure to towel them off and set them aside until you need to use them again. The advantage of an electric toothbrush over a manual is that it's more effective at cleaning. It can remove more debris and plaque, which means fewer cavities and gum disease. It has a built-in 2-minute timer, which helps you spend the appropriate amount of time cleaning your mouth, again, for healthier teeth. And with a built-in pressure sensor, it can prevent you from applying too much pressure to your teeth and gums. The downside to an electric toothbrush is the upfront cost and the ongoing purchase of brush heads. This kit from Costco was $70. The replacement heads are $50, which means for 8 heads you're paying $6.25 each versus a manual toothbrush, which is $1 or $2 at your local store. Also factor in the additional cost of replacing the handle every few years because the batteries are not replaceable. According to numerous studies, while cleaning with an electric toothbrush is much better, you can do a very adequate job with a manual toothbrush. So what it really comes down to is, if you like the convenience of an electric toothbrush and you can afford the upkeep and cost of having one, that might be the better option to go. But if you can time out to 2 minutes and you know how to properly brush your teeth and you visit your dentist regularly, you can do just as good a job with your manual toothbrush. If you found this video interesting or useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, join the subscription team, and as always, thank you ever so much for watching.